everyone, this is Karen Makuha. I'm here today to talk to you about the four waves of feminism and how each wave has impacted the gender representation in the media. The first wave of feminism took place in the late 19th to early 20th centuries. It is usually tied to the Seneca Falls Convention that was held in Seneca Falls, New York in 1848. The first wave feminists fought to open up opportunities for women with a focus on suffrage or the right to vote. They advocated for legal gains, equal contracts, property rights, more employment and education opportunities, and the option to run for office and speak in front of Congress. After the convention, a major breakthrough happened for women. In 1849, Amelia Bloomer published Lily, the first newspaper for women in the United States. Initially, the newspaper focused on temperance. Later on, it also discussed women's rights and dress reform. This led to the adoption of women wearing pants or bloomers instead of skirts or dresses. In my opinion, the newspaper Lily successfully created a change in society by discussing women and the issues they were facing, and by pointing out a specific step that could be taken to address women's equality, such as the dress reform. The first wave of feminism helped bring about a significant social change and pave the way for equality for women. Publications such as Lily showed how the movements and the media worked together by discussing women and the issues they were facing and pointing out a step that could be taken to address women's equality. The second wave began in the 1960s and continued into the 1980s. It was a reaction to women returning to their roles as housewives and mothers after the end of the Second World War. The second wave focused on issues of equality and discrimination. The women's liberation movement campaigned for equal rights on issues such as employment, marital relationships, and sexual orientation. Issues of rape, reproductive rights, domestic violence, and workplace safety were also brought to the forefront of the movement. Second wave feminists advocated for their place in the sun in publications such as the Bitch Manifesto, a 7-page typewritten essay by Joe Freeman. The essay discusses how societal norms are different for women compared to men and talks about the ironic term bitch and how we use this term so loosely. For me, the Bitch Manifesto triumphs in reflecting the second wave of feminists' fight for equality. It exposes the double standards that come from us as a society when we make these private rules that every female must follow in social spaces. Characteristics such as independent, blunt, achieving are expected from men but not from women. Men are supposed to be achieving and confident figures, while confident women are considered bitches. The second wave paved the way for many publications such as manifestos, speeches, essays, and other materials that were essential in creating a general feeling of solidarity among women, fighting together for equality, and were critical in the movement's many successes. The third wave of feminism began in the mid-90s and continued into the early 2000s. Some of the most critical problems addressed during the third wave included intersectionality, reproductive rights, individual empowerment, violence against women, and sexual liberation. The third wave also emphasized aspects of genuine female pleasure and desire, as well as new dangers to feminine autonomy. Many critics found the third wave too radical and disrespectful of the work of its predecessors. Because of its broad scope, some saw the movement as somewhat of a contradiction and less united than the first and second waves. In Bed with Madonna or Truth or Dare is a documentary film about Madonna released in 1991. The film showed the Queen of Pop both on and off stage with the objective to present her as a rude, raucous, and hard to pin down woman. For many, Madonna is the definition of the third wave, a kind of rebel against gender itself, blurring the boundaries of masculinity and femininity. For me, the film In Bed with Madonna or Truth or Dare perfectly reflects the contradictions in the third wave. On the one hand, the film presents the ultimate pop power woman who is always in control and always professional. On the other, it is sexually objectifying women like Madonna. In my opinion, Madonna taught women a lot about the celebration of self and being the protagonist in your own story. However, she pioneered a lot of cultural trends that didn't do average working women a lot of favors, such as the pursuit of beauty and fame. Overall, the third wave redefined women and girls as assertive, powerful, and in control of their own sexuality. This redefinition gave rise to icons of powerful women, such as the women depicted in the television series Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Sex in the City. Media programming for children increasingly depicted smart girls and women in lead roles, including Disney heroines such as Mulan and TV characters such as Dora the Explorer. The fourth wave of feminism is generally dated from the 2010s to the present. It seeks to expand women's civil rights and social equality. Empowered by the constant connectivity of the internet, the fourth wave sheds light on rape culture, workplace discrimination, body shaming, and the normalization of sexual assault against women. Some of the highlights of the fourth wave of feminism are the hashtag #MeToo movement, the hashtag Time's Up movement, and the Women's March, which is a response to several anti-women statements made by Donald Trump before and during his presidential campaign. Body positivity is a term bandied about a lot, especially on social media. A search using hashtags related to body positivity yields countless photos about body acceptance regarding everything from shape and fat level to trans and disabled bodies. Body positivity also became popular in advertisements such as the Dove campaign for real beauty. For me, the message all bodies are beautiful in these photos and ads is beautiful and clearly reflects one of the main goals of the fourth wave, that is body acceptance and self-love. However, brands such as Dove take advantage of women's newfound wokeness by using it as a tool for marketing. It may look harmless to some, but I find the message of these ads has shifted to how you talk about yourself should change, which limits women's acceptable emotions. The social media explosion gave the feminist movement a powerful new medium for amplifying key issues and gaining support to enact social change. The anonymity feature of online platforms made it easier to share stories of sexual harassment, sexism in their private and public lives, and experiences of misogyny and oppression. In conclusion, mass media play an important role in representing gender and the feminist pursuit of gender equality. Without mass media, political and social changes for women could have never happened. As mass media evolve, new points of view will be available to everyone.